And it is officially the go-home week of The Last Word right here on a Monday night or a Thursday night, depending on when you are watching us. I am the coach. I navigate this ship, and we are just days away from Wrestlemania, the biggest show of the year, or is it? We've got a lot to break down over the course of the next 60 minutes right here on YouTube, on social media, and also on the Stadium Network, on Amazon Prime, DirecTV, YouTube TV. You guys know the drill. Now, there are some good, there's some bad, and there's some things that make you scratch your head. But I got to bring in my partners because they are fired up and ready to go here tonight. Oh, we've got everybody from the start of the show, producer man. I like it. I like it. Here we go. Big Tommy C. Our Go Home Raw was in one word.
Negative.
Negative?
Yeah, it just, to me, it didn't do anything for a go home week, Coach. We've been around a long time, and that's your big night. You know, you got days away from WrestleMania, and I don't think very much advanced at all. Maybe I'm wrong. But
Not at
not
all.
much advanced.
All right, I'll come over to Gabby. Gabby, I know that I'm getting ready to watch a video of you at Starbucks anytime right now, but a one word for the go home edition of Monday Night Raw.
Stagnant.
Wow, that's a big word for Raphael and Tommy. Can you explain what that means?
Yes,
For
please.
me, there was no extra flow. It kind of the same spot that we left it.
All right. And coming up in about 30 minutes, we're going to have Betting the Turnbuckle with my man Raphael, our numbers guy. Raphael, in one word for you, Monday Night Raw in Sacramento was?
Stale, as in stale popcorn. I was just eating the popcorn that they were probably serving months and months and months. It was nothing new, nothing exaggerated, just stale.
Wow, great positive start to the show, everybody. High energy. Everybody tuning in right now is going to say, man, I love this show. I love it. What are we doing? Let's go. Let's flip it around.
We sound like negative Nellies, man.
I know all of us. Let's go.
Yeah,
I can't scream. I can't pick everybody up tonight. You're going to have to pick up yourselves. So here's the deal. We're going to talk about a lot. We're coming up Betting Turnbuckle. We're going to have promo school coming up in about 15 minutes. Also, what would we change about some of the matches coming up at WrestleMania? But here's the deal, guys. A lot of fans are going to be arriving into Las Vegas. And I looked at a list of things that the WWE is asking you to spend money on. Look at this list, guys. We got SmackDown on Friday night. We've got a WWE after show that I know Tommy and Raphael, you haven't seen an after party since 1978, but they're asking you to spend money on it. Okay? We've got the Hall of Fame on Friday night. It starts at 1 a.m. Eastern time, 10 p.m. Pacific. We got 2 nights of Mania. We've got Mania after show, Monday Night Raw, a priority pass, a roast, and Taker's one night stand, and I think that's just a few. How much money does the WWE, Tommy, I'll start with you, think that these fans have?
Coach, it is just amazing. And, you know, not everybody goes to this show that are rich. They're families. They got a guy, the husband working hard, and maybe the wife working too. What do you think? They got like $60,000 extra dollars for this 3-day tour of WrestleMania and all these other crazy shows? It's just ridiculous. And it's once again, top tier, TKO, just winding that dollar, squeezing everything it can to get out of that dollar. That's what it's all about, Coach.
It really is. And Gabby, when we look at it, and this has been a big story that obviously the WWE is never going to address, but SummerSlam in 2021, they put over 50,000 fans in this same building. And now Saturday night, less than 50,000 sold. Sunday night with Cody and Cena as the main event, and we assume The Rock will be there. Barely over 50,000. Its setup is to hold 60,000. So now on almost every secondhand book, tickets have gone from $1,000 all the way down to $250, almost a 75% drop. That's not good for the biggest show of the year when you got one of your biggest stars walking out the door after this year.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'd be pissed if I paid full price and then I looked at what the prices were now and they're slashed. But I mean, it comes down to the stories that you're telling, the matches that you're putting out. You can't just rely on the name Cena and be like, oh, tickets are going to sell because Cena's here and this is what's happening, because clearly that's not what it is. People are not into the storyline that we've been given, the matches that we've been fed, and they are showing it by not buying tickets to WrestleMania this year.
And Raphael, when you look at the numbers, and even if you throw in like the fun of betting, it doesn't seem right now that the WWE can get us back. And I don't want to be negative. I want to be the guy because WrestleMania, I went to 16 of them. Tommy, you probably over 20? How many did you go to?
About 30 WrestleMania.
About 30 WrestleManias. Yeah. It's literally the best week of the year. There's nothing more fun. But Raphael, when you have now, oh my God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13 total matches. I mean, this is going to be 2 5-hour nights. I'm going to be exhausted thinking about it. I'm still trying to decide if we're going to do a watch along on Sunday. Probably will. But damn, at this point, I feel like I don't even think it's Triple H's fault. I feel like it's TKO and all these executives that have gone on and said, hey, listen, we're not selling enough or selling tickets for enough. And if you're the talent right now, how do you think they feel putting in just so much hard work all over the world? And now the narrative is this.
I want to do it backwards and look at it differently. I'm not going to be negative Nelly here. I'm going to think of Vegas. This is Vegas. This is the prices Vegas does. I was there for Super Bowl. This is the shows that Vegas was doing, the private parties and all that. Look at the prices that they charge for the Raider games, which they stink, and the prices they charge for Raider games. And then it's Easter weekend. So not only do you throw in a WrestleMania, but it's Easter weekend. It's a holiday weekend. Maybe families are not going to, or if they are going to, they are spending the money. So this is Vegas prices. I'm not shocked at the money that people are paying for it, because I saw the prices for Formula One that was in Vegas for the first year, and those prices were 2 times more than what these WrestleMania prices are.
Wow, very interesting. By the way, if you want to be a part of the show and you want your voice to be heard on national television, you can do it via a super sticker, or you can become a premium member. Now, as far as what went down on Monday Night Raw, guys, we know what the main event is going to be. It's going to be the triple threat. And Gabby, I'm going to start with you on this one because you are fired up tonight. And we saw Roman Reigns. That was awesome. In Sacramento, made it to the show live and in living color. We saw CM Punk. We saw Paul Heyman. We saw Seth Rollins. A big mosh up there at the end. Did that do anything for you to get you to Saturday night to what could the outcome be that would shake up the wrestling world? Because right now, to me, it's a very straight triple threat with Paul Heyman as kind of the caveat on who he's going to leave the match with.
Yeah, I listen, I think it's kind of been the same story every single time we see the three of them or one of them on Raw or whoever. They're kind of saying the same stuff in their promos. They're kind of doing the same shtick every single time. We know the three of them are great in the ring. It's going to be such a good match. The story is obviously what involves Paul. I think it's very clear that CM Punk is going to have to win. That's my opinion. And I think that that's what makes it interesting when the element is Paul Heyman, because that's what I'm most interested in the entirety of that storyline is what's going to happen in this triangle of Punk, Heyman, and Roman over anything. I don't even care who wins. I want to see what happens with that. And I hope that cultivates at the end of Saturday.
That happens. Mm-hmm. Then the last year, every big storyline that CM Punk has been in, he's been the one to go over. Has he not? With Drew McIntyre, with Seth Rollins, it's always been CM Punk. Tommy, why do you think that for the guy who came back, who was the pariah, who now apparently is the best schoolboy in the yard, why is he continuing to be put over by creative?
Coach, I wish I knew. Why is this happening? This dude crapped all over this company 10 years ago when he walked out. He buried him every chance he can get, went to AEW, burned his bridge there, and Triple H welcomed him like he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. I can't figure it out. And, for me, the best one out of this triple threat and who's been carrying himself as a character is Roman out of everybody. Now, why would Rollins come in with his entrance tonight? Just run in, take the confrontation, and let's go from there. I don't need to hear the singing and the blah, 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 this and that. But Roman is the only one, and you saw him again tonight, that he is in character, the way he's dead up serious, because he has a big match this Sunday. So this Saturday, I'm sorry. And I just think I can't figure it out, Coach, why Punk is so over. Really, I can't. I can't figure it out at all.
Well, speaking of somebody who's over, and they continue to use it, and that is Jey Uso. And I'm never one for wasting time on TV. And now when you've got this show on Netflix that you can dictate how long you want the show to be. they tried to figure out, how do I use Jey Uso on Monday night? So they did his entrance. He comes down, and Raphael, he stood on the seat. We got to see how clearly white Michael Cole truly is. And then he just cut a promo, said his mom was in the crowd, said, I'm going to see you. Here's for my yeets and my people and all this. And then it was done. There was nothing. And it almost felt like the old days where you had stars that were so over and so big that they just brought them out so the live crowd could see them. But even Gunther in a recent interview said this took too long. Yeah. And we've now got the last 2 weeks to get us to where we need to be. And this is for the World Heavyweight Championship. This is the most important title on Monday Night Raw. So, Raphael, when you saw that tonight, did you see it as a waste of time or as let's make Jey a bigger star in the eyes of the universe?
A complete waste of time. And I think Gunther has carried this match for WrestleMania. I thought he's been phenomenal carrying this match and carrying the momentum. That's why money is all of a sudden coming in on Gunther. Jey Uso was almost a minus 1,000 when we put odds up. Now he's only minus $6 now. So money is coming in. And I don't know if maybe the bettors are seeing what I'm seeing. It wouldn't shock me if they let the belt go on Gunther right now, just because I think the way he's been carrying himself week after week, and we've seen the new Gunther. I'm just totally blown away in how he's been performing.
That should have been, Gabby, how they booked him a long time ago. Book him as a killer. Book him as a guy who takes that blood, just licks it off his hands. Don't book him as a Steven Regal light from 25 years ago. And if that's the Gunther I get, maybe, just maybe, we can long-term buy into him. But they got to make him into a killer. Do you agree with Raphael that maybe even as an underdog, Gunther walks out and they change their mind about keeping the strap on him?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it would definitely make it interesting if he did walk out there because Jay's so over. And I think people think automatically it means that Jay's going to win and have this huge hero moment and get the pop and get the crowd hot. But like, imagine how angry they would be if it went the other way and get them fired up. You just want to make people feel something, either good or bad. They're feeling it. And if it's a strong emotion, you're winning either way.
That's a great point. You're winning either way. Isn't Tommy, what Gabby just said, the epitome of what, David, what's up with you, of what the wrestling business should be, that we've gotten so far away from it because we're always talking about Netflix and billions of dollars and this and that. Instead of what we're here for storylines that culminate at the biggest show of them all, that there's never been a bigger show. I don't care about Super Bowls. WrestleMania is where it's at. Everybody from every walk of life. And I think that a lot of people, including us, have kind of gotten sidetracked from what it's truly all about. And I would love to get back locked in before we get to this weekend.
Hey, let's face it, Coach. Storyline drives everything. Storyline makes people want to watch shows. That's why you have to have strong storylines moving into WrestleMania and then moving on from WrestleMania. What's the next chapter going to happen when we watch Monday night on Raw, the biggest Raw of the year? It's all about storylines. I'm with you, Coach. I'm tired of talking about it's the highest grossing show of all time. We got the most merchandise. Blah. Give me a friggin' storyline. You talk about it enough, but you don't give me one. Jay did nothing at all tonight to enhance that storyline.
Even if they allow him to win, and Gabby, I'm going to let you close this one out, then the next question is, what do they do with Jey Uso to make him a credible champion? What do they do to make people believe that every night he walks out there, it's got to be a special performance by the other guy in order for him to lose that title? Because right now, I don't feel that way. Right now, he's still a tag team title guy that kind of stumbled on a really cool entrance that says oos a lot, yeet a lot, and that's pretty much it to me. So how do we change that if indeed they do give it to him, Gabby?
If they give it to him, he's got to really, really pull in this. He started doing it with that promo last week. He's got to grip us with that emotion of who he is, because that's what pulled me in for him last week. It's not the eating. It's not the uber over baby face. It's not the fun, like whatever, me and my brother. I don't care about any of that. I care about Jay and his history of how long he's been a wrestler and how long he's been doing this, and this being his chance at a title and what he's doing. And as champion, I want to see him carry himself as a champion and have to defend himself in the ring all the time with other massive heels like Gunther and beat them and prove to us that, yeah, I can walk the walk, I could talk the talk, but I can also walk the walk. And I'm not just this fun guy. I'm also a champion, and I can be the quarterback of this company.
And no doubt about it. Very well said. By the way, Bass, a premium member here, BTT, says, if this is the storylines they have for WrestleMania, I fear the depth of storylines after WrestleMania. Bass, that's exactly, I think, where we end this segment right there. They're going to have a lot of work to do. All right, we're just getting started here on The Last Word. Once again, we are on Stadium every single Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Still to come, all of my crew, they're going to be cutting promos. And what would they like to switch at WrestleMania? Also, we're going to be betting the turnbuckle as well. It is The Last Word. We are on socials, YouTube, also Stadium. Come on back.
Well, she, when we first started dating, WWE wanted nothing to do with her. She had done Tough Enough before we met, had done a bunch of tryouts, kept saying, no. Eventually she got her foot on the door, was in NXT for a bit, but wasn't quite, she was there, but not there. You know what I'm saying? She was kind of there, but not one of the stars. She even got an action figure, but still it was I bet people walking to Walmart who is that girl? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
How'd she get a figure? And then she got fired, and then her and I did some great stuff on the Independence and TNA, and then she got the call back, and I was like, you got to go back because you never really got that opportunity. You got to get that taste. You got to try it out. And I remember her first night back, it was the Royal Rumble, and this is her re-debut. She enters the Royal Rumble and gets thrown right out. Anyone normally would be like, what? They're burying me on my debut. They're going to bitch and moan and have boo-boo face. She recognized I could turn this into something. I made history at the Royal Rumble, and that's how her whole Karen character began, just complaining and bitching, and it became entertaining. And then she realized anytime she's on television, she has to make the most of it, whether it's a 10-minute match or a 2-second pre-tape where she's just in the background. You got to maximize your minutes. This is your time. So if you're going to bitch and moan instead of capitalizing on opportunities, I think you're in the wrong business.
Today, right here on our YouTube channel, part 1 of Matt Cardona. We are back in just 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. It is the coach. It's The Last Word on YouTube, socials, also Stadium. Every single moving to Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right after the Savannah Bananas. Can't have a better lead-in than that. Also, we will repeat at 1 a.m. Eastern Time, late Thursday night into Friday morning. Now, there are so many things. This is all about WrestleMania for the entire hour. Now, we're not going to be negative Nellies. We're not going to be haters. We're going to pick out stuff that we like, but also something that we would change. It's all going to be a part of Promo School. Let's go. All right, so we're going to school, someplace that Gabby hasn't been in a very, very. Were you a C student, Gabby?
I don't even want to tell you that I was not only an A student, I was class president, varsity athlete.
Oh, you were the catch in high school. You were the catch.
You have no idea, Coach.
Wow. Tommy, we've got the catch on our show. I'm going to start calling her that. That's her nickname is the catch.
I kind of like it.
Yeah. I love it. I think I'm going to go with that. All right, so here's what we're going to do this segment, guys. We are going to pick out a match that we're really looking forward to and cut a promo on why. Then, in that same take, you're going to give me a match that you would change or you would like to see a little bit differently and cut a promo on that. Is this clear?
Crystal.
It's one of the greatest lines of all time.
Yeah.
All right, let's go right down the line. Tommy, I'm going to start with you. Let's start with what match are you most looking forward to?
This one's under the hat a little bit, Coach, but I'm really looking forward to AJ Logan Paul. And you want to know why? 2 great athletes, 2 professionals. Logan Paul, man, amped it up tonight a little bit. The way he man, I got to tell you, Coach, in 2 years, this guy could be the top heel in the business because he can cut a promo, work in the ring, and do anything you want him to do. He looks great. And by the way, him and AJ, I think they could tear the house down at WrestleMania with their show. I think they're going to really tear it up and down. They're going to go high flying. They're going to ground and pound. I'm interested in seeing that. Now, the match I'm not so, love it so much is the triple threat. The triple threat. How I want to know how Paul Heyman has the stroke to make this a main event. If it was me, I would have had it Roman Rollins because Rollins screwed Roman at the Royal Rumble and they've had heat for a little bit, right? I would have kept it there. I don't know what I would have did with Punk. Honestly, I have no idea what would happen with Punk. Maybe put him up against Drew again or something like that. But this triple threat absolutely does nothing for me. It shouldn't be the main event at WrestleMania. And that's my say about that.
Good start. Very good start. Interesting that you would pick the triple threat match. Very, very interesting. I think some people are either way on that, but they certainly don't want the Jey Uso match to be the main event. I don't know what else you'd put in there if that wasn't going to be the main event. That's very, very interesting. All right, now look at Gabby's face. Oh my goodness. All right, Gabby, I'm going to come over to you. What match are you looking forward to? And God help us, what match would you like to see change?
So I'm gonna stick with the women because as much as I've been talking a little negative about one match, I do think that I want to give a little bit of props coming into WrestleMania for the Jade Naomi match because it is, aside from the fact that it's been 20 years since we've gotten a non-title women's match in WrestleMania, which is huge, I think this is the best I've seen Naomi presented in a very, very long time. I think her promo packages, the darkness, the emotion that she's pulling in is awesome. I didn't believe in this storyline because I thought they had forgotten about it when we hadn't seen Jade for so long. And since she's come back, it really is the one I'm most emotionally invested in going into WrestleMania. And I'm excited to see this match at WrestleMania. I think they're going to really beat the crap out of each other, as they should. They're two massive, powerhouse women in there. And I think they deserve to get their props for going into this match. And me being, as a women's match, the most emotionally invested in them. Now, having said that, okay. Here's the thing. The triple threat, Io, Rhea, and Bianca, I don't want to just beat it to the ground because I like these women separately so much. And there were so many times where I said, okay, I can believe it. Make me believe it. Make me believe it. And they just did not make me believe that this match was going to be anything massive because they never made me believe in Io as a champion. And that was the number one problem. The one thing I would change if we're looking at Raw, it is the Raw before WrestleMania. The only woman we see is Rhea Ripley. We don't see the champion Io. We see Rhea Ripley on the video package, and all she's talking about is Bianca, who's also not the champion. She's talking about how angry she is at Bianca and why she's going to beat Bianca, blah, blah, blah. Where the hell is Io, who is the champion? And that is my biggest issue. Not once in this entire feud leading up to Mania did they make me believe in Io Sky champion and why I should care about her as champion. Give me a video package of Io not getting respect in the industry, girl, like as she was coming up because maybe she couldn't cut promos as well, or she had a rough time coming in from another country, blah, blah, blah. Make me believe in the fact that she wasn't getting respect. And now she's still not getting respect from Rhea and Bianca. And that's why she wants to prove at WrestleMania that she's going to retain and blah, blah, blah. Now you make me believe in Io as a champion and I want to see her win. I feel like they've pigeonholed themselves now because Rhea was only talking about Bianca. That if Rhea and Bianca win, Io was champion for absolutely no reason. And if Io retains, that's what makes the most sense because the two of them are completely disregarding her. So I don't even know what's going to happen because I don't think that there's a win-win scenario for this match at WrestleMania.
I think they have a hard time really. That was very well said. We are actually only on for an hour, however.
Sorry, I apologize, but it's just Raphael going next, so we're fine.
By the way, as he catches strays, I do want to give a shout out. You guys see I'm wearing my PFL hat right now. So what I'm going to predict is going to be the biggest star in the history of the PFL. Thad Gene is watching us live right now on our BTT Instagram page. Thad, shout out to you. Incredible knockout win 2 weeks ago. He'll be in competition in June in Nashville, and your boy will be there calling it live. Thad, you're the boy. He's the biggest wrestling fan. We were interviewing him. He loves wrestling. Loves wrestling. Him, that. Jason Jackson. There's a lot of fighters that love the WWE, no doubt. Yeah. All right, Raphael, after you just got slapped twice.
What are you gonna do?
Let me cut.
Sorry, I felt bad. I was heated. Raphael, I take it back. I apologize.
Just part of the day I've had today.
that actually is true. All right, Raphael, what do you like heading into Mania, and what would you change?
I'm going totally opposite of Tommy. I can't wait for the triple threat match of CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns because I want to see what happens after the match. Who does Paul Heyman leave with? Does someone else come out? Does Brock Lesnar come out? Does they team up? Does Seth Rollins and Roman leave together with Paul Heyman? I don't care about the match at all. I want to see what happens after the match because something is going to happen after the match that we're going to talk about the night of. We're going to talk about it on Monday. We're going to talk about it on Tuesday. Something that after the match is going to happen. That's why I can't wait to watch this. I don't care who wins, but I want to see who Paul Heyman walks out with. And the match I could really care less about, Rey Mysterio and my favorite drink at Starbucks, El Macano Grande. I mean, this match should be on Monday Night Raw. I don't understand why this match is on WrestleMania. It has no plug whatsoever. It has no excitement whatsoever. I'm going to go to Starbucks when this match is going on and get me one of those drinks because I want nothing to do with that match.
Yeah, Gabby, help him out. Help him out.
I can't.
Help him out.
So
Help him
far.
out, please.
By the way, I take back my apology because that's what. Okay, that's why I'm not nice. Okay, because that he deserved it after that.
Raphael, you literally you've reversed things all day. You literally just called it.
Americano.
You called it Americano.
Americana
Grande.
El Grande. It's El
Just
Grande
drink at
Americano.
Starbucks. That was a drink at Starbucks. That's what I called it.
There's a lot of drinks at Starbucks.
Wow. You literally said it backwards. Tommy, you want to know what he sounded like today on Coach and Company? Here's Raphael Esparza, ladies and gentlemen, right there. He reversed everything. On this YouTube show, he called it.
That's amazing.
Nonsense McGee, he's a premium member, says, between the mute and that take, what a day for Raffy.
I didn't have a mute today.
Coming from a guy whose name is nonsense.
Saying, I think he's saying he wishes you would have had a mute today. That's what I think
I did too.
All right. We only got a couple minutes left here in the segment. I'm going to go next, if you all don't mind.
Yeah.
And the match I'm very much looking forward to. It's very under the radar. It's going to be one of the 7, yes, count them 7, on Saturday night, LA Knight and Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu has been overlooked for far too long as part of all of this Roman and Sikoa and all this kind of stuff. They're going to put him over. LA Knight, I feel sorry for you because they are getting ready to beat you up and make Fatu be the next big thing. And once in a while, you got to be a sacrificial lamb. And LA Knight, you're that guy. Jacob Fatu, you're going to be the man, and you're going to look great on Saturday night. And I don't think it's any secret on the match I'm least looking forward to, Gunther and Jey Uso. The only thing that I have to look forward to is if they completely disrespect the title and make it the very first match on the card. I don't think that's ever been done. I certainly don't think that a major champion has ever been first out of the gate, but I think they're going to do it just so they can get the entrance, which is about 5 or 6 minutes long, and Michael Cole and Pat McAfee can do that stupid thing. But I'm telling you right now, if you put the World Heavyweight title on the line in match number 1, how disrespectful to that title at WrestleMania, the first of 13 matches, and you're going to put it on first? Does anybody, we only got 1 minute left. Tommy, let me come to you, 15 seconds. Do you think they will pull the trigger and make it match number 1?
Boy, I hope not. That'd be a travesty for Jey Uso, but they want to start out hot, Coach, right? And the crowd jumping, yeeting all over the place, so it could be number 1.
Well, Nonsense is saying Sheamus and Daniel Bryan Mania 28 went first. Was that for the World Heavyweight title? I don't remember.
He beat him like in 3 seconds.
God, that was 13 years ago. No wonder. I had just left ESPN and I was not watching WrestleMania for 2 years. I just boycotted it. Give me 10 seconds. Do you think, Gabby, this will be the first one out of the chute?
I hope. I think so. I don't know where else you put it. You just throw it in the middle of the thing. I think just start it off, get the crowd hot. I'm popping huge because Tommy said eat instead of eat, and I'm now picturing people chanting eat, which would get me excited because I love
Oh my God. All right, we're gonna leave it right there. What a day! What a day we have had here at BTT Studios. Do not forget, we are now moving on Stadium to Thursday nights. That's right, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and also repeated at 1 a.m. Eastern Time right after the Savannah Bananas. On the other side, we're betting the Turnbuckle. That's right. It is Coach and Company. Come on back. All right, welcome back, everybody. this is the last word. I think I said previous to the break that it is Coach and Company. Maybe I feel like it's already 10 a.m. on tomorrow morning. In fact, I am the coach. We are everywhere. Monday nights, we are on YouTube, on social media, and then on Thursday nights, we are on Stadium, Amazon Prime, DirecTV, YouTube TV. You guys know what time it is. All right. So I got Tommy here tonight. I got Gabby, as always. Then we got Raphael. And that could only mean one thing. We've got to bet the turnbuckle. So, Rafi, here's what we're going to do. I want you to give us a match, okay? And then you give us the match, the odds, and then I'm going to have Tommy and Gabby react from a betting perspective, okay? So what's the first match you would like to focus on tonight, betting the turnbuckle?
We'll do the triple threat match. CM Punk's the favorite, minus 190. Seth Rollins, plus 175. And Roman Reigns, plus 250.
Say that again.
CM Punk's the favorite, minus 190.
Okay.
Seth Rollins, plus 175. And Roman Reigns, plus 250.
Wow. So the greatest superstar of all time when it comes to WrestleMania outside of The Undertaker is a plus 250 favorite. Gabby, that means he is the least likely to win the match according to the sports books. So, Gabby, let me start with you. Should CM Punk be a minus 190 favorite to win the main event on Saturday night?
I mean, I think it's clear that he's going to win because he's gotten over so many times. So I do think from a betting perspective, it is a safe choice. And then that does make sense. I'm shocked on the plus 250 for Roman Reigns, I have to say. I think it's clear that Rollins won't win. And I think if something were to happen, then it will be Roman winning. If there's some kind of distraction with Paul or whatever, it would cause Roman to win. Like, I'm kind of not even putting Rollins in the running for it. So I'm a little shocked by the odds, but I do think that Punk is the safe choice, so it makes sense to me.
All right, so you're taking the plus 175 out. So you're going to go either minus 190 or plus 250 for you. Those are your two selections out of the triple threat. All right, so Tommy, based off of Gabby's answer, do you think CM Punk should be that big? I mean, you're laying almost $2 to win $1.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the one, Coach. I mean, it's been built around him
Really?
and Heyman all around. And as you see Roman's character in the past couple of weeks, since he found out the wise man is not going to be with him, he's not himself. So is he going to go into that match and not be himself and not think about things while he's in there? And they're portraying Roman to be like the loser here, right? And then maybe he comes after him afterwards. But I think it's all about Punk and Heyman. Rollins is a non-factor to me at all. So I think Punk is the bet here.
So, man, this is hard. This is a hard one for me.
Yeah, it is.
I have a really hard time laying almost $2 to win $1 in a triple threat match that anything could happen because they could end it, God forbid, in a disqualification. They could have a lot of different things. Wouldn't that be a joke? It really would be.
Don't even do that to me tonight.
You can't end the night like that.
Hey, Rafi. So go ahead,
You know what,
Gabby.
you know what the
ahead,
opening
Gabby.
numbers were? You wanted the opening numbers
please,
were?
Yeah.
please. Yes.
Roman Reigns, minus $3. Seth Rollins, plus 250. And
Whoa.
CM Punk, 3-1.
Wow. So Roman's moved $5 since this thing opened.
Wow.
All right, Gabby, what were you going to say?
I was going to say I might not show up for night 2 if they end this disqualification in night 1. After being there for 5 hours and waiting for the finish, and that happens, I'm letting you know, I might fly home early.
Oh, my God. No, you don't. You got to shoot content for us.
Oh, God.
Do you have tickets or are you sitting in the press box?
No, I'm going to be in the press box.
Why are you saying it so softly?
I'm good. I don't know. I feel like
I would have thought WWE would have given one of their 12,000 tickets they have left over to, somebody that'd be a nice little, seat stuffer.
wow.
So, but apparently not.
Now I'm just a seat stuffer.
No, what was your new nickname? You're not a seat stuffer.
Catch.
What?
You
Catch.
forgot it? It was 20
You are a
minutes
catch.
ago.
You are a catch. That's what you're
Thank
a catch,
you.
and you're not a seat stuffer. You're
I
far
appreciate
from it.
Thank you.
Raphael, how did CM Punk get to be a minus 190 before we move on to the next one?
I think just a week after week, the storylines. And I think the bettors are seeing the storylines of he's pretty much going to come out on top. And that's why I think he wins. But does he walk away with Paul Heyman? I say no.
By the way, I should have clarified. Somebody in the chat said, Coach, triple threats are no DQ. I get that. What I meant was we've talked about it here on the show. Apparently, Gabby doesn't want to be a part of the show anymore. I think there's one way that this thing could end without a quote unquote winner. I should have clarified. And you guys know what I've said many times here on the show. If Brock Lesnar shows up and he cleans house and Paul Heyman leaves with Brock Lesnar, that would be the greatest finish to night one that you could ever write in your life. And that you would, nobody be saying, who won the match? Nobody would care.
Nobody would care.
Nobody would care. You'd have F5s from the freaking rafters. And I think that would be awesome.
Oh,
Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know. But they need something big. They need something big for night number one. All right, let's go to the next main event. The next one you got there, Rafi?
Yeah, it's the Undisputed Championship between John Cena, who's now minus $2, and Cody Rhodes plus 150.
Wow, so John Cena is 2-1, become the all-time winningest world champion with 17 titles. Gabby, you are smiling over there. John Cena, who, and I hate to insult him, I don't want to, but since the heel turn around the world, all he has done is cut 3 promos. That's it. And we haven't seen nor heard from The Rock. To me, it has turned into one of the lamest heel turns when I thought it was really incredible. But if he wins, how will the crowd react, and should he be a 2-1 favorite?
I have to be careful because everyone comes at me every time I talk about this because everyone thinks that I ride Cody to the ends of all time. So every time I talk about
to the ends of all time. I didn't know where you're going there. Anyway, continue.
Ride the coattails of Cody Rhodes,
the
Cody
Crybaby,
the BS, whatever.
You're just kind of leading me to a place that I didn't think I want to go. But go ahead.
That's not where I was going, and get your mind out of the gutter. But every time I talk about Cody and Cena, people are like, I can't even listen to Gabby because, oh my God, she's so biased and she just loves Cody. No, that's not what it comes down to. I don't think that Cena has done that much so far. The heel turn was phenomenal. And like you just said, that's all we've seen from him. What do you think we're going to get from him if he wins? The same exact thing. And it's just going to ride out because he's John Cena. So do I think he's going to win? Probably. So I think it makes sense to bet on him, but what a swerve would it be if he didn't win and you carried it on until SummerSlam? Could you do it, please? Because guess what he wants to do with that title? Bring it on home and sit home with it every day. Have a good time watching and complaining about it at home, people.
Hey, Tommy and Rafi, can you see this? I can already see this imagine this scene. John Cena loses.
The only person cheering.
Cheering. She jumps the rail into the ring before security even knows what's going on. And she is hugging Cody, and she's pointing to the sign, the whole deal. And then she's realizing, wait a second, this isn't a dream. I'm actually doing this. And she goes viral. And if you could do that for little old us here at BTT in the last word, that would be amazing.
Can I say something? I know we're not supposed to. Can I like 30 seconds, Coach?
Please. I never thought you'd even ask. I just thought you would go.
Well, no, I don't want to overshadow everybody else and talk too much. I know we're,
Oh boy, she's overshadowing you now.
I mean like overshadow by over talking everybody else. I don't like to do that. What I'm saying is, I would have loved to see, like, Cody's not going to be the champion forever. I'm not an idiot. But I would have loved to see someone who take the championship from him where it makes sense and where it's going to be a massive moment, because you can lose and it still be a massive moment and you could still get over by losing. It doesn't mean anything less of you. Am I completely enthralled by everything Cody is doing? No. But if you're telling me who you'd rather see walk out of there as champion, that makes sense to be champion every single week with what we're watching. It's the only thing that I'm looking forward to, really, when it comes down to WrestleMania, the biggest match. And I'm more nervous of what's going to happen if Cena wins than if Cody doesn't win. That's all I'm saying about it. Anyway.
Okay.
Keep going. If it made sense, I would love to see it for Cena, but whatever.
God, I love you so much. Tommy, so here's the deal. If I've never seen the WWE make a more clear statement that John Cena is going to win than this right here. Every single Raw after WrestleMania, at least that I've been involved in, is they used to make us drive, and now it's in the same city. So it's going to be at T-Mobile. If you can't sell 17,000 tickets after WrestleMania with all those people in town, then what are you doing? So why do you need to advertise that John Cena is going to be there on Monday night, which now that they have? So to me, they're screaming to the world because John Cena would never show up in reality if he lost to Cody Rhodes on Sunday night, would he?
No way, coach. It's all set up, coach. I mean, you got to be a friggin' idiot if you don't think Cena is going to win on the biggest stage of all. It's the 17th time he beats Ric Flair's record. The big question to me is, will we see the final boss? And I think we will see him during this match. I would love to see some heat between Cena and Rock after the match, where he's holding the title up and maybe Rock comes over and says, look, without me, you wouldn't have that title. Just create a little heat between them, and that gives Cena a chance to maybe turn babyface in a couple of months. Keep that going a little bit. Keep it percolating. I think Rhodes is going to just go away for a while, which he deserves, because nobody has worked harder than him in the last 2 years than Cody Rhodes. And Rhodes will come back and be the biggest star ever, of course. But I love to see some heat between the final boss and Cena.
Hey, Raphael, we have about 90 seconds left in this segment. Are there odds on whether or not we will see the final boss on either night at Mania?
Sometime tomorrow, there will be odds on The Rock, and will be more betting prop bets. This one opened up. Cena was minus 250. If you want to bet John Cena, wait, because Cody Rhodes' money is coming in, and I believe 100% with Tommy. I think Cena and The Rock go one-on-one.
You think Cena and The Rock maybe at SummerSlam?
No, maybe just after the match. I don't know. Maybe I don't think they'll wrestle at SummerSlam, but after the match, I can see them two going toe-to-toe.
All right. Real quickly, we got 1 minute left. In the chat, we love super stickers. Young Reckless, I think you're mixing our two shows here. He says Russo. I disagree. Rock is very close to Triple H here. Might be Brian in charge of creative, like Chris said, but keep Triple H around because he knows the business. That's
wrong
our other show. That's
wrong
a wrong show. Good take. Good take. Wrong show.
We'll keep the money, though.
The sticker.
Yes, we'll keep the money, though. Thank you very much. Oh, my God. This thing is off the
And
rails.
Tony Carlucci.
When Russo started calling you Tony Carlucci for 15 minutes, I was dying laughing.
Well, you know why somebody did that in the chat? It was a super sticker.
Oh, I got you. I got you. When you were filling in for me when I was just simply doing golf. All right. On the other side, we continue on here on the last word as our go home episode to Monday Night Raw. We've got to WrestleMania, excuse me. We have our final takes when we come back right here. Social, YouTube, and of course, Stadium. All right, welcome back, everybody. We continue on here on The Last Word, our final go-home show. Now, if you are a fan and you subscribe to our BTT YouTube page, we want to start adding more interviews so you guys can really get to know different superstars around this world. Now, this week in Las Vegas, this man is going to be everywhere. He's doing a live edition of his podcast at the Palms. You can get tickets for that. He has one of the biggest followings in wrestling. He's super into action figures, and he took time to sit down with us on Monday. Part 1 dropped of our conversation with Matt Cardona. Here's a little bit of that conversation.
Well, she, when we first started dating, WWE wanted nothing to do with her. She had done Tough Enough before we met, had done a bunch of tryouts, kept saying, no. Eventually she got her foot on the door, was in NXT for a bit, but wasn't quite, she was there, but not there. You know what I'm saying? She was kind of there, but not one of the stars. She even got an action figure, but still it was I bet people walking to Walmart, who is that girl? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
How'd she get a figure? And then she got fired. And then her and I did some great stuff on the Independence and TNA. And then she got the call back. And I was like, you got to go back because you never really got that opportunity. You got to get that taste. You got to try it out. And I remember her first night back, it was the Royal Rumble. And, this is her re-debut. She enters the Royal Rumble and gets thrown right out. Anyone normally would be like, what? They're burying me on my debut. They're going to bitch and moan and have boo-boo face. She recognized I could turn this into something. I made history at the Royal Rumble, and that's how her whole Karen character began, just complaining and bitching, and it became entertaining. And then she realized anytime she's on television, she has to make the most of it, whether it's a 10-minute match or a 2-second pre-tape where she's just in the background. You got to maximize your minutes. This is your time. So if you're going to bitch and moan instead of capitalizing on opportunities, I think you're in the wrong business.
So good.
One dropped on Monday. Part 2 drops on Thursday and for the rest of the week. I want to bring Gabby back in here first because, Gabby, one person that we do not disagree on as far as who we think is fantastic is his partner, Chelsea Green. However, I'm looking at this list of matches, and I don't see her name anywhere. How is that possible?
What a miss if we don't see her at WrestleMania. I'm sorry. When it comes to the women's division in the WWE, she is leaps bound miles ahead the most entertaining female on that roster. Everything she does makes you laugh, makes you happy, makes you excited to see her, the reaction she gets. You can't find a segment for her. You can't find a match for her. You can't have her host something. You can't have her anywhere. That is such a miss. And I'm hoping you got a few days to do it. And I honestly have been seeing on social media, there's a lot of people that are not happy that she's not part of it at all. And I'm hoping that they make something for her because she deserves, I know you don't like that word, but she deserves to be a part of WrestleMania because she is such a highlight every single week of WWE TV for me.
I don't mind that word when it's somebody like her, and I'm staring
Right.
at 13 matches and probably 20 to 25 superstars, and she's not one of them. Raphael, let me come over to you because this is a female who takes every advantage of social media, is unbelievably creative, and then you've got Matt Cardona, who's become the indie king. But for her to be a champion, she's still a champion, right, Gabby?
Yes.
Right? How can she be a champion and yet you still have Naomi and Jade Cargill who have a storyline that is so old and tired, I don't even remember what it is. Should we put Chelsea maybe on the pre-show? Something so we see how entertaining she is.
Oh, definitely on the pre-show. And it was funny. I put odds out for who Randy Orton should wrestle in WrestleMania. And someone DM me, how about Chelsea? Put her in there. At least she'll be in the show. And I never really thought about that until I saw Gabby mention it. I'm like, wow, she's not in the show. She just totally went blanket to me. So I'm totally blown away that she's nowhere to be found on Saturday and Sunday.
And Tommy, when you're looking at the female side of things, Naomi and Jade Cargill could care less. The Judgment Day, I love Liv, but on the other side, Bayley and Lyra. We watched Bayley Monday night, and the crowd, literally, you could see them walking to get popcorn and merchandise. I never like to insult anybody who say their career is over, but Bayley is just a hand, as we call it in the business at this point. But yet she's got a tag team title match against the Judgment Day, but Chelsea Green does not. I think I love the term big miss that Gabby used. To me, this is the biggest miss for the females along with Randy Orton on the men's side.
Yeah, she's one of the best to ever do it, and she knows her character. She uses social media to a max, like Matt Cardona did, who was way before his time at WWE using social media, and she's doing it the same way. She's entertaining as hell. I friggin' love her. Maybe the go home to SmackDown. Maybe something happens there, guys. So maybe we'll see something there. I hope so. I really do. It's a big miss, Coach, and I agree with you.
So let's look at quickly. We've got just a few minutes left here on the last word. Whether you're watching on YouTube, thank you. You're in the chat, thank you. Social media, we got a really big audience watching right now. And then Stadium on Thursday night. But there's a few matches we haven't touched on. So let's quickly just go around and give our thoughts on them. I've kind of been buying into the New Day lately. I don't know. I like what they're trying to do. They're taking on the War Raiders. Tommy, let's just piggyback. Any interest in this match?
Yeah, I want to see New Day win, get the titles back, and make these titles mean something instead of the War Raiders just sitting around and not doing nothing with it. New Day is entertaining.
Gabby, go ahead. We'll just piggyback and just go right down the line.
No, I agree. New Day, it's their time to be these badass champions, and I got to see the change, and I'm very much on board with them winning.
Reason why they're huge favorites. New Day, new champs.
I love Xavier Woods. He's really turned the corner for me.
Mhm.
All
Yes.
right, a matchup that I think has turned a nasty turn, and I think that neither woman's going to get over because whatever has happened backstage, we don't know. But Tiffany and Charlotte for the women's title, that's on Saturday night. I don't know where they're going to put it in the card, but right now, I don't know if the crowd likes either one of them. Tommy, your take?
I think Tiffany wins. I think she's going to win. Everybody thinks Charlotte's going to win. I think Tiffany wins, going to piss off Charlotte more to get back at Tiffany moving forward after Mania. Watch.
Gabby, piggyback means go.
Sorry, I didn't know if he was done talking. I disagree. I think Charlotte's going to take it. I think that's going to be more of a reaction than Tiffany winning, and they want that big reaction at WrestleMania. And it is going to be the loudest sea of boos when Charlotte does win.
Last 3 WrestleManias, 2 underdogs have cashed tickets. Tiffany Stratton's an underdog right now. Give me Tiffy time.
Now, let me ask you this, because recently didn't Becky Lynch have a one-man show or something at a club? And she said, I'm not going to be wrestling anytime soon. She knew that would go viral. So, Gabby, real quick, do you think she said that on purpose so that we get off the track and maybe she's involved in this?
For sure. Why wouldn't she say that? If she didn't say it on purpose, then she doesn't know what she's doing, because it makes everybody want to see her more, that she's saying, I'm not wrestling right now. My husband is. Now I want to see Becky Lynch more than ever. It's always, that's how you got to do it. So I hope it's her saying it's because she's going to show up, because I'm letting you know right now, she shows up at Mania after Charlotte wins and they face each other in the ring. That will be the best moment for me. I will have goosebumps. I have goosebumps thinking about it. That's massive.
All right, very, very good. Tommy, let me come back over to you. There's a street fight that I haven't even heard mentioned except in promos by Cole, and I can't figure this out. And I hate when people say that. Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre. If I'm Drew McIntyre, I can completely respect the fact if he just walks out pissed off. This dude, to me, is one of the top 5 superstars in the company, and he's a throwaway right now. Your take?
How long is this guy going to get screwed, Coach? We've been talking about this guy for months. It's just unbelievable. You put him in this dumb Sin City match. It's probably going to go outside the ring. And once you take a match outside the ring, you lose the whole effect of the crowd and the match, because you're not in the middle. You got to look up at the Trons and everything. So they're going to take it out of there. They're going to do something ridiculous outside, and nobody cares. And once again, Drew gets hammered with his career. I don't know what he's doing wrong. We like him. I don't know why creative doesn't like him.
I agree on the sense of Drew, but also on the sense of Damian Priest. When Damian Priest was in the Judgment Day, and when he was the Twisted Twins with Rhea, he was massive and he was getting good reactions and going off. And now it's like the two of them are kind of, it's that match. I literally almost forgot about it on the card. And it's a shame, because I think it's going to be a great match, because they're both big boys and it's going to be heavy hitters and it's going to be a good match. But it is a shame that it's not getting a little bit more eyes on it or excitement for it, because it would be a good match.
I do not blame Drew if he loses and walks out. Hey, call JC. We need someone at the last word. We need someone at coaching company. We'll fit you here if you want to walk out. But I'll be great to see if they fight on the strip. If they go outside and fight on the strip, I'm for
That'd
it.
be cool.
The reason that he will not walk out is less than a year ago, The Rock handed him something, and it was in Las Vegas, as a matter of fact, for his new 5-year, multi-million-dollar deal. He ain't walking out on that. All right, we got 2 minutes left. So this is the final thing that we're going to do. We've got 2 long nights ahead of us. 7 matches on Saturday, 6 matches on Sunday. I want us to predict which night will be longer and give me a time in 20 or 30 seconds. Tommy, go.
Night 2, 4.5 hours, close to 5.
Night 1, 5 hours.
Night 1, 4.5 hours. Sunday's Easter. I don't think they're going to make it that long.
They don't care.
They don't care.
I was going to say, they do not care about Easter at 8 o'clock at night. Can you imagine Michael Cole saying, Happy Easter? That's never going to happen.
Cool.
That's never going to happen.
Why he's eating?
It's literally Sin City, by the way. So
a few premium members say night 2. Man, oh man. I tried to break this down. I think the triple threat goes really, really long. I'm going to say night number 1, and I'm going to say it's north of 5 hours simply because we've got a Jey Uso entrance. We've got a Seth Rollins entrance, and that is over 10 minutes just for those 2 things by themselves. And, oh, my gosh. And then you've got Americano El Grande, and that's going to be an interesting take as well. So, very, very.
Did we agree, Coach? Me and you kind of said the same thing. Just saying.
Oh my God!
I said 1, 2. I said 1, 2.
Yeah, but we said 5 hours. You didn't.
Yeah, you said 4.5. You took the entrances out, Raphael.
Yeah,
all right, guys.
Almost.
Well done. Producer man, Give me that one shot. All right. Coming up, no watch along on Saturday, but Sunday we will be here for the final couple of matches and also a full post-game show on Sunday night. Until then, hopefully my full voice is back, but we encourage you to watch us on Stadium for our first ever show in prime time at 9 p.m. Eastern time every single Thursday as we moved in 1 a.m. Eastern in the morning. It's going to be fun. I encourage all of you to try to be positive, to enjoy what WrestleMania is all about, and try to remember why we love wrestling in the first place. For Tommy, for Gabby, for Raphael, for producer man, intern Dan, I'm the coach. We'll see you on Sunday right here on The Last Word. Take care.